Hi, I'm Joe Paiva, and I am in Washington, D.C. on April 25th, 2024. This evening, the gentleman sitting to my left, Davey Edwards, will be installed as the new president of the National Society of Professional Surveyors. So I want to start by just congratulating you in advance, even though technically you're not supposed to be doing that.
Yeah, yeah. So not until tonight, but yeah, um, glad to be here. I'm excited, looking forward to the upcoming year. It's been a lot building up to this point, but I'm excited.
So, David, I know that you have a background in many different areas. Obviously, you're a practicing surveyor. You come from a surveying family, but you also have history, at least at one school that I know of, just because I taught there as well, Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Um, and I know you have some issues that you would like to, or initiatives that you would like to start in your new year as president of NSPS. So let's tie those together and have you take it from there.
Yeah. So I do. I have my passion's in education, and having my degrees in education and teaching at A&M Corpus Christi, um, it just helps with this initiative I'd like to start, and that is to create a mentorship program. Continue on with the education that we have. We've got a good committee going with a lot of initiatives on it, but also to create a mentorship program for online students, kind of a database, like you said earlier, of professionals that can assist a student with any labs they may have, or just somebody to pull an ear and get some more knowledge on a subject matter, and maybe even application, as far as what they may learn in school and applied. How do they apply it when they go out and work every day, and that could develop into a relationship where they have a future job when they graduate.
That sounds great. I know and I am currently teaching just within my state where we have people who cannot make it to campus for the labs. So we have started this program of mentorship. And in fact, uh, you probably don't know this, but I actually got the idea for the actual agreement that we use from the one that was used at Texas A&M. I was aware of this, that other schools were doing it, but because I was teaching as an adjunct at A&M, I was able to get my hands on the mentorship agreement that existed back then. I'm sure it's changed since then. And I think it's a wonderful idea because you also need to keep the folks at ABET who accredit programs to be confident there's an equivalent experience for the students who are not able to come to campus. So one of the things that I was thinking about is, do we have any ideas beyond the creation of this database on how you would reach out to surveyors to get them to do it? The thing that comes to mind is many surveyors feel reluctant to be in the role of a teacher because they just haven't done that before. So have we thought maybe that NSPS might develop some guidelines on how to perform in this capacity?
Yeah, that's a good question. The way I was brought up, and of course that generation of being brought up in that, surveying during that time, was you basically got hired as a tail chainman, and you got taught by maybe the party chief or the surveyor in charge at the time of how to move up to that head chainman, and then instrument man, and then writing field notes, and all these things we were taught in the field as you progressed your learning there. But today, it's technology's changed. It's changed the way we've done things, and plus we now have formal education available to us, which helps us build that foundation. And to get participants, and it may be a licensed surveyor, it may be the party chief. It just kind of depends on what you have, but you have to have somebody that's qualified enough to be able to, do that. And I think the best way to do this is to first you just have to ask for volunteers, but to develop a guideline to say, okay, if you do this, check one, check two, have all these boxes of certain things that they have to be able to accomplish for their students or for the students, and if they're willing to do it or maybe they're not, they'll know right off the bat, this is what's required of me. But you got to be cognizant of ABET requirements or maybe the curriculum that they're working with for that particular university, that they are able to do that. And, some of the ABET requirements require that the professors have a certain degree or a certain level of experience before they could teach that subject matter. And I think this is kind of similar to that. You got to be a subject matter expert. That if I'm going to go out and run level loops, the people teaching me, they should know how to run level loops. So that it may be a little bit more difficult as far as finding people that are willing to do it than the ones that are qualified to do it.
Yeah, but it sounds like an interesting challenge. I mean, there are all kinds of things I can think of, including having surveyors self-evaluate themselves. Well, I don't know a thing about leveling, so I can't help with that, but I'm happy to help with these things. Or I am excellent at doing field research and evaluating if a monument is the original monument that has been undisturbed. Or I am an expert at looking at soils to try to scope out where that wooden stake existed, which is no longer there, and so forth. So I can see different kinds of expertise that might be useful. I know certainly in my teaching job, if I knew surveyors who are willing to speak about the expertise in a very narrow area even, that I might be drawing upon them to help my students. So congratulations on being able to, in advance, in being able to create that and drawing on a huge number of surveyors who I think will be delighted to help, because we have a huge group of surveyors already doing it, and if they can talk up the value and the good feeling that they get from helping to develop surveyors, should also encourage other surveyors.
Yeah, I agree. And that database, there may be sometimes that a specific surveyor may not be able to assist, maybe for that semester, or they got the project or something comes up, then you have somebody else you can pull on. And at the end of the day, it's whatever benefits that student, and so that they're successful and they can graduate and be a part of, this profession, at whatever capacity that might be. And I think that's what our ultimate goal is with this. And, we all can't participate, but maybe some form or fashion we can. It may not be in level loops. It may be in, just advising, being that person that can say, well, have you looked at, this court case for that particular problem? I mean, that's how I remember my mentors getting my license and everything. I had a good mentor, as my dad was my best mentor, and just learning underneath him for, so many decades. But, also looked up to some of the other leaders within my profession there in Texas, as, hey, I have this issue. Can you help me, resolve it? And those people were always willing to help you out. They never kept anything back. And that's the type of person that you need in this program.
So I know it's kind of early, but how can people get involved when you finally launch this thing? Do you have any ideas about where they might look or who they might contact to be able to participate, assuming this thing launches?
Yeah, so I feel like this is probably something that we'll keep under the education committee, subcommittee underneath that. And I've already have a guy that has reached out to me from Florida, that, he's been real active in his society down there in Florida, doing something similar. And he's expressed to me that he would like to help me out So when he and I get together and we start to develop this committee, then we'll look at ways of people starting to reach out, start to take names, addresses, phone numbers, the best way to contact them, so that we start to create this database. And then once we get the database created, then we circulate it with the colleges and universities, that are looking for qualified subject matter experts.
Well, thank you for sharing this with us. All the best in launching this program. Hopefully, the viewers will be keeping an eye out for it if they're interested in participating. And finally, I want to wish you all the best and success in having a great year as the president of NSPS.
Yeah, thank you very much. And like I said, I look forward to next year. I look forward to all the exciting things that come with being president and getting out and actually visiting with people all across the nation. I've already visited with several states and actually presented at them and talking about my profession and what I do day in, day out as a professional surveyor, but also to be able to talk about this great organization and for me to be able to give back to a profession in this capacity that has given so much to me. It's the best feeling in the world. So I'm just honored and humbled to, be able to be in this position that my peers, have put me here for some reason, and I'm blessed by that, and I thank God every day.
Thanks, Davey.